Good evening, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Today I'm going to be telling you about some classic WoW creators that I think you should be following. With the launch only being a few days away at the time of writing, I thought it would be a good idea to let people know about some creators who have been very passionate about the legacy WoW dream for quite some time. Especially for those of you who have only recently boarded the hype train and never really knew that there were countless private server communities and lots of videos being made about old WoW from various people for years before classic servers were even announced at BlizzCon. Something that tends to enhance my experience with a game, especially WoW, is when there's YouTube videos, live streams, and such to go along to help further grow the community. WoW is definitely no exception to that, because what is an MMO like classic WoW without a bustling community? So hopefully after today, your classic WoW experience will be enhanced after following one or more of the creators I'm about to mention in this video. Now this video isn't about your S-Vans or your Nixiums, stay safe tips out Asmongold. Love those guys, Twitch rhyme by the way. So I feel like everybody knows them, you know? Obviously, there's a ton of, creators out there who deserve your attention. There's too many for me to even count. But I'm just going to list a few that I feel like maybe aren't quite getting the traction they deserve. Maybe you don't know about them. Maybe they haven't quite been in the spotlight as much. But I love them, and I think they're really, really cool, and they make great stuff, and they're awesome people and personalities, and I think they just deserve to be seen by some more people, so hopefully that's what I can do today. So, long intro out of the way, let's just get down to it. First up, we've got Orcbit. Orcbit is a very busy guy and hasn't been quite as active on YouTube recently, but he has an awesome backlog of vanilla WoW class guides to cover an awesome amount of detail for only being labeled as basic guides. He also has discussions about anything from gearing, PvP, leveling tips, world buffs, attunements for, anything you can think of when it comes to classic WoW. My personal favorite videos of his are his class guides, which, like I said, go into a lot of detail and give great insight for only being 10-minute basic guides. Some of his videos are a tad specific to how some private servers functioned, but the info is for the most part spot on and applicable to how classic will go when the various phases hit. He also streams occasionally on YouTube and Twitch. Links will be down below, so follow him up and you will not be disappointed. Lastly, he has a very sultry voice that makes the manliest of men blush. Up next, we have MrGM, who has been a part of the legacy scene for a very long time and has provided all kinds of videos from vanilla WoW discussions, such as the Private Chat podcast, where he would occasionally discuss all kinds of legacy goodness with other classic creators and enthusiasts, and he would also have videos covering the classic beta to the retail PTR, generally just give a lot of great info about upcoming features and such regarding both versions of WoW, whether it be retail or classic. He live streams on Twitch almost every day, and it's always a really fun time. He's even been getting those features on the Battle.net launcher, so huge congrats to him for doing that. He's really getting some more traction, but I think he deserves even more. Go hit that follow, go hit that subscribe button, and maybe I'll see you in one of his streams. Up next, we have somebody who I actually found through MrGM when he hosted her on Twitch, and I'm glad he did because QuizII has one of the most fun streams I've been watching recently. She and her partner in crime, Pastaface, ask about the origins of that name in chat one day, I dare ya, are a hilarious duo and always have a good time. QuizII also uploads to YouTube discussing all things about Classic, covering news, add-ons, guides, secret locations and stuff, and even has talks about retail on there. In addition, she even made Classic Wowhead guides covering professions, gold farming, and all that good stuff. She has a Classic WoW interview on her channel with Ian Hazacostas and Kaylee Ishii, hope I pronounced that right, which is definitely worth the watch as well. She has hilarious stream highlight videos with her and Pasta in case you miss out on some of the live debauchery, one of my favorites easily being the best moments in the Classic WoW beta. I audibly laughed at some of the shenanigans that they get up to on stream, so please, smash that sub button and hit that Twitch Prime. Up next, we have the first classic WoW creator I ever followed around the days of Nostalrius, and that is Hamsterwheel. Hamsterwheel has made all kinds of videos from class guides, gearing guides, some cool series such as Quests of Classic WoW, Underdogs of Raiding, and Unusual Specs, which covers a lot of underdog specs which often feature other creators to weigh in on. He also has a Classic Armory series which goes over a solid amount of items that you can get for your class as you level up in Classic WoW. There are also countless discussions regarding anything from different private servers to controversial topics regarding vanilla and the ever-famous Was Old Naxxramas Really That Hard, which I think is closing in on 2 million views now. Massive props to him for that video, dude. Also, my first ever discussion type video with another YouTuber was with Mr. Hamsterwheel a couple years ago. He generously donated a bit of his time and we discussed all things regarding vanilla WoW and the legacy dream and the demand for legacy servers and so on. It was before classic servers were announced at BlizzCon, so keep that in mind. And it was my first time really collabing with another YouTuber, so keep that in mind too. I was a little bit awkward. Also, I made a contribution to his underrated items in vanilla WoW video, so that was pretty cool as well. Anyway, Hamsterwheel probably has one of the biggest backlogs of classic WoW videos covering any number of topics, many of which have taught me things I previously hadn't known. and I bet you anything he'll be streaming Classic as soon as it goes live, so go give him a follow. You just might learn something and have a lot of fun while doing it. Last creator I will be mentioning today is the one and only, chill as fuck, gamer scientist himself, SupaSuka. SupaSuka is probably one of the only channels where I can honestly say I follow because I genuinely enjoy his Let's Plays. He's done classic, WoW, and private server discussion videos, and he uploads a lot of his leveling series where he's leveled through private servers and retail alike after not touching them for many years. He's done classic, WoW, and private server discussion videos, but what he uploads a lot of is his leveling series where he's leveled through private servers and retail alike, even after not having touched retail since Burning Crusade. He even made a video where he came back in Legion after not having played since then, and it's a kind of experience that's really cool to witness, you know, like real fish out of water, coming back home kind of vibe, you know? And the reason I really enjoy his leveling series, his PvP, his dungeon and raid playthroughs, it's very simple. Not only is he a super chill guy to listen to, but he actually maintains topics of discussion for the sometimes hour plus of the leveling series or the several hour Molten Core playthrough he did. If that is impressive, I don't know what is. I can barely talk for 5 minutes straight on any given day, especially if it's for a live stream. I'm not good when I'm not scripted, sorry. So definitely give those a look. He's also very active on Twitter and has a lot of great insight on various topics, classic WoW or otherwise, and even ran a bunch of surveys and collected lots of data to get an idea of how people will be playing classic WoW when it launches. Told you he was a scientist. So there it is, just my quick list of 5 creators I think you should be following for the release of classic WoW. Obviously there's many creators out there who are worth your time. This was by no means a way of dissing anybody else or anything like that. Like, I only have 240 subscribers. I'm in no place to diss anybody. I'm not trying to act like I'm bigger than I am. These are 5 creators I really like, who I think might not be getting quite the traction they deserve, and if I can get anybody else knowing about them, that would be really cool. So that was the point of this video. So go to the description, hit those links, hit the sub buttons, hit those Twitch primes, and hopefully I will see you in a familiar comment section or chat room around the launch of Classic. I hope you enjoy Classic, and before I go, I will be on the Tauren and the Goblin well, I was already on it technically, but the episode of the Tauren and the Goblin podcast, which we recorded a little while back, which will be heavily featuring conversation about Classic WoW, will be launching around the same day as Classic WoW launches, so I'll be tweeting that out. Follow me on Twitter, I'll retweet it. I'll link Tauren and the Goblin in the description below. Follow them, you'll hear me talk about Classic with Nick and Katie, but yeah, until you see me again, live well, and enjoy Classic.